courtroom looked ordinary that morning. A few people sat quietly in the gallery. The clerk arranged the files. The bailiff stood near the wall, and Judge Judy looked down at the next case. At first, it sounded simple. A woman was suing her ex-boyfriend. She claimed he borrowed thousands of dollars from her. She claimed he promised to pay everything back. She claimed he disappeared every weekend. And she claimed something about his story never felt right. The defendant's name was Marcus Reed. He walked into court wearing a clean blue suit. His hair was perfect, his shoes were polished, and his smile was calm. Too calm, he looked like a man who had practiced his story many times. Beside him stood the plaintiff. Her name was Rachel Carter. She looked tired, not angry, not dramatic, just tired. Like someone who had spent months trying to understand why the person she trusted had lied to her. Judge Judy looked at both of them. Then she opened the file. "Miss Carter, you are suing Mr. Reed for $12,000. You say this money was given to him during your relationship. You say he promised to repay it, and you say he lied about why he needed it. Is that correct?" Rachel nodded. "Yes, Your Honor." Judge Judy looked at Marcus. "Mr. Reed, you deny owing her money?" Marcus smiled slightly. "Yes, Your Honor. This was not a loan. Rachel and I were dating. She helped me because she cared about me. There was no agreement." Judge Judy stared at him. "Do not smile. This is not a dating show. This is a courtroom." Marcus quickly changed his expression. "Yes, Your Honor." Judge Judy turned back to Rachel. "Tell me what happened." Rachel took a breath. "Your Honor, Marcus told me he was single. He told me he lived alone. He said he had no family nearby. He said he was struggling because his business had slowed down. So I helped him. How much did you give him?" $12,000 total. Over what period?" "About 6 months." Judge Judy looked at the papers. "And why did you give him this money?" Rachel swallowed. "Because he said he was behind on rent. He said his car was about to be repossessed. He said he had medical bills. And he said if I helped him get through that period, he would pay me back." Judge Judy looked at Marcus. "Did you say that?" Marcus shook his head. "No, Your Honor. She is exaggerating. Rachel was my girlfriend. She wanted to help. I never forced her." Judge Judy leaned forward. "That was not my question. Did you tell her you would pay her back?" Marcus paused. "Not exactly." Judge Judy's eyes narrowed. "Not exactly means yes." Marcus lifted his hands slightly. "Your Honor, relationships are complicated. Sometimes people help each other. Sometimes they say things emotionally. That does not make it a legal contract." Judge Judy looked unimpressed. "Mr. Reed, do not give me a speech about relationships. I have heard better speeches from teenagers trying to explain a broken curfew." Rachel's eyes filled with tears. "He did not just take money from me. He lied about everything." Judge Judy turned to her. "What do you mean by everything?" Rachel looked at Marcus. "He said he was single." At first it sounded simple. "He said he had never been married. He said he wanted to build a future with me, but every Friday night he disappeared. He said he was going to business meetings. Sometimes he said he was visiting his sick aunt. Sometimes he said he needed time alone, but he never answered his phone on weekends." Judge Judy looked at Marcus. "Why did you not answer your phone on weekends?" Marcus shrugged. "I work a lot. Sometimes I turn my phone off." Judge Judy stared at him. "You turned your phone off every weekend?" "Not every weekend. Most weekends?" Marcus hesitated. "Sometimes." Judge Judy looked back at Rachel. "Continue." Rachel opened a small folder. "Your Honor, I have text messages. In these messages, he tells me he is single. He tells me he wants to marry me one day. He tells me he needs money because he has nobody else." Judge Judy held out her hand. "Let me see them." The bailiff took the papers and handed them to Judge Judy. The courtroom went quiet as she read. Marcus looked confident. He stood straight. His face said he had nothing to worry about. But then Judge Judy stopped reading. Her eyes moved from the papers to Marcus, then to his left hand. Marcus noticed. He quickly moved his hand behind the podium. Judge Judy saw it. That small movement changed everything. "Mr. Reed," Marcus looked up. "Yes, Your Honor?" "Put your left hand on the podium." Marcus blinked. "What?" "Your left hand. Put it where I can see it." Marcus slowly placed his left hand on the podium. Judge Judy leaned forward. There was no ring on his finger. But there was something worse. A pale line, a clean circle around the skin. A tan line, exactly where a wedding ring would normally sit. Judge Judy's face hardened. "Mr. Reed, where is your wedding ring?" The courtroom froze. Rachel turned her head slowly. Marcus's expression changed. For the first time, his confidence cracked. "I do not have a wedding ring." Judge Judy pointed toward his hand. "Then what is that mark?" Marcus looked down. "It is nothing." "Nothing, yes." Judge Judy leaned back. "Mr. Reed, I may be older than you, but I am not blind. That is a wedding ring tan line." Marcus laughed nervously. "Your Honor, I used to wear a ring." "A fashion ring." "A fashion ring?" "Yes." Judge Judy stared at him. "On your wedding finger." Marcus swallowed. "Yes." Judge Judy turned to Rachel. "Did you know he wore a ring?" Rachel's voice shook. "No, he never wore one around me." Judge Judy looked back at Marcus. "Of course he did not." Marcus tried to speak. "Your Honor, this has nothing to do with the money." Judge Judy cut him off. "It has everything to do with the money, because this woman says you pretended to be single. She says you built a fake life to gain her trust. And now I am looking at your finger, and your finger is telling a different story than your mouth." The gallery was silent. Marcus shifted on his feet. Judge Judy looked at the clerk. "Prill up the exhibits." Rachel handed over more documents, screenshots, bank transfers, hotel receipts, photos. Judge Judy began sorting through them. Then she stopped again. "Miss Carter, what is this?" Rachel looked down. "That is a photo someone sent me." "When was this sent?" 2 weeks after he disappeared. Judge Judy looked at the image. It showed Marcus standing outside a grocery store. He was holding a little girl's hand. Beside him stood a woman. She was wearing a wedding ring. Marcus was also wearing one. Judge Judy slowly looked up. "Mr. Reed, who is this woman?" Marcus's mouth opened, then closed. Judge Judy raised her voice. "I asked you a question. Who is this woman?" Marcus looked down. "My wife." Rachel covered her mouth. A sound escaped her. Not a scream, not a sob, something in between. Judge Judy looked at Marcus with disgust. "Your wife." Marcus nodded. "And the child?" "My daughter." Rachel stepped back. Her face went pale. Judge Judy's voice became cold. "So while you were telling Miss Carter that you were single, you were married." Marcus said nothing. "While you were telling her that you had nobody to help you, you had a wife." Marcus remained silent. "While you were taking money from her for rent, car payments, and medical bills, you were going home to another family." Marcus finally spoke. It was complicated. Judge Judy slammed the file shut. "No, it was not complicated. It was dishonest. There is a difference." Marcus tried to recover. "Your Honor, my marriage was basically over." Judge Judy leaned forward. "Was it legally over?" "No." "Were you divorced?" "No." "Separated?" Marcus hesitated. "Not officially." "Did your wife know about Rachel?" "No." "Did Rachel know about your wife?" "No." "Then it was not complicated. It was a lie." Rachel began crying quietly. "I asked him so many times. I asked him if there was someone else. He looked me in the eyes and said no." Judge Judy looked at Marcus. "Did you tell her you loved her?" Marcus stayed quiet. "Answer me." "Yes." "Did you tell her you wanted a future with her?" "Yes." "Did you tell her you needed money because you were alone?" Marcus whispered. Yes. Judge Judy shook her head. There it is. The truth finally made an appearance. Marcus looked embarrassed now. But Judge Judy was not finished. Miss Carter, do you have proof of the money transfers? Yes, Your Honor. Rachel handed over bank records. Judge Judy read them carefully. $2,000, $1,500, $3,000, $500, another $2,000, payment after payment. Each one sent after Marcus claimed he had an emergency. Judge Judy looked at Marcus. Did you receive this money? Yes. Did you repay any of it? No. Why not? Marcus looked uncomfortable. I did not think it was a loan. Judge Judy's eyes sharpened. Of course you did. That is why you made promises in writing. She lifted a printed message. Listen to this. I will pay you back as soon as my account clears. Another message. You saved me. I swear I will make this right. Another message. Just give me until Monday. I will send the money back. Judge Judy dropped the papers on the desk. Those are not love letters. Those are promises to repay money. Marcus took a breath. Your Honor, I was under pressure. From whom? My wife, my family, my bills. Judge Judy interrupted. So you used one woman to finance another life. Marcus's face tightened. That is not fair. Judge Judy pointed at him. Fair? You want to talk about fair? You stood here pretending to be a victim. You told this court you were a struggling bachelor. You told this woman she was helping you survive. But you had a whole second life hidden behind a missing wedding ring. The courtroom was silent. Rachel wiped her eyes. Judge Judy looked at her. Miss Carter, did you ever meet his family? No. Did he ever take you to his home? No. Why not? He said he was embarrassed. He said his apartment was messy. He said he did not like people in his space. Judge Judy looked back at Marcus. Because your wife was there. Marcus looked away. Judge Judy continued. Did you spend holidays with Miss Carter? Rachel shook her head. No. He always had excuses. Thanksgiving, business trip, Christmas, sick aunt, New Year's, phone off. Judge Judy looked at Marcus. That sick aunt must have been exhausted. A few people in the gallery reacted, but Judge Judy's face remained serious. This is not funny. It is cruel. Marcus lowered his eyes. Then Rachel said something that changed the room. Your Honor, I was pregnant. Judge Judy looked up. Marcus turned sharply. Rachel's voice broke. I found out 2 months before he disappeared. I told him. He panicked. He said he needed time. Then he stopped answering. Judge Judy looked at Marcus. Is that true? Marcus shook his head. I do not know if the child was mine. Rachel cried harder. You never even asked. Judge Judy's face hardened. Do you have proof you told him? Rachel nodded. She handed over printed messages. Judge Judy read them. Marcus, I need to talk to you. I am pregnant. Please call me. Then Marcus's reply. I cannot do this right now. Do not tell anyone. Give me time. Judge Judy's eyes lifted slowly. Mr. Reed, you are married. You had a girlfriend. You borrowed money from her. You lied about your life. Then when she told you she was pregnant, you disappeared. Marcus spoke quickly. Your Honor, she lost the baby. Rachel closed her eyes. Judge Judy's voice became ice cold. Do not say that like it makes you less responsible. The courtroom became heavy. Rachel whispered, I went through it alone. He never came. He never called. He never asked if I was okay. Judge Judy looked at Marcus for a long moment. You are not just dishonest. You are cowardly. Marcus tried again. I made mistakes. Judge Judy snapped back. A mistake is forgetting to pay a parking ticket. A mistake is leaving your wallet at home. This was not a mistake. This was a plan. You removed your wedding ring. You created a fake version of yourself. You took money. You took trust. You took comfort. And when consequences came, you ran. Marcus said nothing. Judge Judy looked down at the bank records. Judgment for the plaintiff, $12,000. plus court costs. Rachel covered her mouth. Marcus looked stunned. Your Honor, I cannot afford that. Judge Judy looked at his suit, his watch, his polished shoes. Then she looked at his ring finger. You afforded lies just fine. Now you can afford consequences. Marcus tried to speak. Judge Judy raised her hand. Not another word. She turned to Rachel. Miss Carter, I cannot return your time. I cannot undo what he did. I cannot repair the emotional damage, but I can give you what the law allows. And I can tell you this, when someone shows you who they are, believe them the first time. Rachel nodded through tears. Thank you, Your Honor. But then the courtroom doors opened. A woman stepped in. She was holding a little girl's hand. The bailiff moved toward her. Judge Judy looked up. Mom. This proceeding is almost over. The woman's eyes were locked on Marcus. I am his wife. Marcus went pale. The room froze. Rachel turned around. Judge Judy stared at Marcus well. Looks like the second family just became the first witness. Marcus whispered, please. His wife looked at him with tears in her eyes. You told me you were working weekends. You told me the money problems were because business was slow. You told me there was no one else. Judge Judy looked at Marcus. Mr. Reed, your ring finger exposed you, but your choices destroyed you. His wife stepped closer. How many women? Marcus said nothing. Judge Judy's voice cut through the room. Answer your wife. Marcus lowered his head. Just her. His wife shook her head. I do not believe you. Judge Judy looked at Rachel. Then at the wife. Two women stood in the same courtroom, both hurt by the same man. Both told different lies. Both left paying for his selfishness. Judge Judy's voice became quieter. This is what deception does. It does not only break one heart, it breaks homes. It breaks trust. It breaks children's sense of safety. And it always costs more than the liar expects. Marcus looked completely defeated. No more smile. No more confidence. No more bachelor act. Just a man exposed by the smallest detail. A tan line on his finger, a missing ring, a lie that could not survive under Judge Judy's eyes. Judge Judy looked down at the judgment again. $12,000 to the plaintiff, court costs included. Payment scheduled to begin immediately. She paused, then looked at Marcus one final time, and Mr. Reed. Next time you walk into a courtroom, remember this. You can remove a wedding ring, but you cannot remove the truth it leaves behind. Case closed. The gavel came down. Rachel walked out with tears in her eyes. But her head was finally lifted. Marcus's wife walked out without looking back, and Marcus stood alone, exactly how he had pretended to be from the beginning. Only now everyone knew the truth. He was never a struggling bachelor. He was never an honest man in trouble. He was a husband, a father, a liar, and a defendant who learned too late that Judge Judy does not need a confession. Sometimes all she needs is one small mark on your hand, one detail you forgot to hide, and one lie that finally meets the bench.